Shocking news coming from Australian Immigration Department, where Prime Minister of Australia gave a speech on immigration, and he gave a shocking news to all migrants who want to settle in Australia. Australia is a business hub for migrants, working hub for the migrants, the students hub for the migrants. But now currently Australia is going to decrease the numbers of the migrant as a permanent resident holders. 99% of the people from Asian countries who move to Australia, they have a dream to live permanently in Australia. And now Australia is going to reduce the number of the permanent residents in 2024-2025. Australian Prime Minister gave the reasons also that why he can't increase these numbers. He limited these numbers to only those professions who are highly demanded in Australia. He gave the numbers of 168,000 people only will be settled in Australia in 2024 and 2025, which is quite lesser than the previous years. These numbers are almost capping of these numbers. I will use the words capping of international students already in progress. Now there were news that skilled worker will also be capping takes place, and there will be capping on skilled workers as well. And now Prime Minister clearly told that we are capping skilled workers as well. It's mean only 168,000, all programs, all immigration programs, including students, including all type of the work permits overseas which are present in Australia and overseas which are not present offshore in outside Australia. They will be limited to only 168,000 work permits, mean permanent residency. Work permits will be more. There will be three categories: students, work permit holder, and the permanent residents. I think what will be going on, what the Prime Minister of Australia thinking, what the Australian Immigration Department thinking, they are still allowing students to come. Of course, social media and other departments, universities, colleges are telling visas are less, but Australia cannot stop student visa because it's huge economic loss, and they are gaining a lot of GDP and a lot of money they are earning because overseas students pay very high fee. Students visas will continue, but ups and down fluctuation, you will keep listening ups and down news in the social media that visas are increased, visas are refused, but visas will continue. The international student will continue. Similarly, after study, the work permit holders, the people will getting work permits, and there will be no problem of getting work permit of the students if they are going into specific departments. For example, if they will get into a company in which high demand occupation list, that occupation is present, the students will get the work permit. So students work permit will also continue with little capping. Restrictions will be more, the conditions will be more. If I will compare Australia immigration system now currently, the changes, and Canadian immigration system, I think same statements I will say. If I am explaining Canadian immigration system currently now what's happening in Canada, similar thing almost going on in Australia as well. In Canada also, Prime Minister Justin clearly told to cap work permit, and only those students will get the work permit who will go in specific course and specific occupation, and they will not get work permits as they were getting, all students were getting work permits. Same scenario in case of Australia, the students will get only work permit if they are in a specialized degrees like master's degree, PhD degrees, and they will also show their expertise in their professional fields in specific companies. Canada put another thing in getting work permits in Canada after students. They told that you need to do IELTS once again with at least 7 bands in each segment, which looks very difficult if the students coming from Asia with the 5 bands they are getting admission, then within 1 year, 2 years, very difficult to get 7 bands, but almost work permit getting procedure is becoming difficult day by day. But work permits will be issued, will not finish. But permanent residence is most reduced. If I will make a graph, look at my hand, the numbers of the students will be little bit more than permanent residents. Work permit less, and permanent resident, it's a triangle. I think they are making a triangle in immigration system. If I will refer this new type of immigration system, triangle, immigration students come, no problem, we will give visas. I think they may increase the visas also, and Australia may be thinking for elections also. And now Prime Minister need to justify their opposition leader that I am capping international students, I capped skilled workers, and I capped permanent residents numbers as well. Therefore, I deserve the votes and I deserve the Prime Minister to become again. PM Justin is capping migration and almost he told a very severe thing. I think he was the most severe decision holder of migration in recent announcement of Australia, Canada, UK, USA, and European countries. He told the people with the low wages, I will deport them. Mean that the laborers, electricians, and the workers who are getting less wages, they will be deported back, and the people like doctors, engineers with the high wages, they will stay. In other words, he wanted to say the people with the high professions which we useful for the Canada, we will still hold them. Otherwise, all people others will go back. And also, they are telling to the students study and go back to home country. Normally, they are telling their migration minister is giving statement. Australian migration minister also telling come and go back. But both migration ministers, both countries are giving work permits in specific courses, in specific degrees. They are just telling a general statement that you will go work permits. So work permits will be given. There is no any problem. And most of the students definitely, when you are getting admission, you need to talk with the consultant. Please admit me in that course in which work permit is available. And you can talk with consultant. Please give me those universities or colleges in which work permits are available. I will suggest this to the students. Please don't change college, university. Now rules have been changed in Canada and Australia both. In Canada, Australia, earlier students were going into the universities and they were changing the courses. They were going to the colleges and the fee will be less after colleges. They were just getting admissions to get the visa. But when they will get the visa, when they will go there, they were changing their university to the college, and that is really absurd now. Now they have changed the system. Now student in Canada, the IRCC is doing mail. Are you still in that college which is written in the Paul letter? Are you still in that college? Or you have changed the college? Are you attending? And they are asking with the college management as well. They are even getting result of that student as well. Otherwise, and he's also asking how much he's working. All rules students have to follow in Canada now according to current rules and regulation. But I think scenario of elections in both countries, that's the main point. PM Justin facing opposition from opposition leaders and the Canadian citizens that migrants are really burdened on that. We are facing taxes, we are facing homeless crisis, home construction crisis. And Australia citizens also talking about that migrants are taking over houses, students are taking over houses, rent prices raised up, and we are not able to survive among the migrants, so decrease the number of the migrants. I think, remember, the votes are not given by the migrants, only citizens will give the migrants. The migrants who became citizens. Therefore, Australian Prime Minister and the Canadian Prime Minister only thinking about their votes. Therefore, I will say this is a transitional capping on skilled worker and the students. In my analysis, when the situation become better after new government will come, these cappings will reduce. Thank you.